I'll welcome everybody and tell them why we're here, and then we'll get start talking.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, as long as we can get our technology right.
Right. Exactly, man.
It's like
Technology.
you were on this Zoom and I was on a different Zoom waiting for each other.
Right. Exactly. So I think we are live now. So I want to welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Gateway to Freedom Real Estate Investor Conference YouTube channel, G2 Free STL. I'm Rich Groves, the host of the annual Gateway to Freedom Conference here in St. Louis. And we're actually having the conference this weekend, October 11th and 12th. And we're doing a little series where our sponsors and vendors get to share a little bit about themselves with you, so you get to know who they are. Whether you're coming into the conference, you want to get to know who they are ahead of time, or you want to go back and check it out and watch the video. It's perfectly fine. So I have Garrett Browning with me today, owner of Browning Supply in St. Louis here. And Garrett, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Rich. Yeah, my name's Garrett, and I own Browning Supply here in St. Louis. I sell vinyl. I wholesale mostly vinyl plank flooring and cabinets. I like to sell to investors, contractors, restoration companies are my main customers. I have a couple of warehouses here in St. Louis that I keep about 150,000 square feet of vinyl plank in stock pretty much all the time. It's a running line, same colors all the time. And so, yeah, that's what I do. I've been doing it for about 6 years now, and I love it. I had a business before that I ran. I like that, but moving over to this, I like this a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. What made you decide, I'm gonna do this, what you're doing now, transitioning from what you did before?
I met a guy.
Yeah.
I just happened upon, well, yeah. So I met a guy and he was kind of getting into this, successful guy, and kind of jumped in with him, and we started with closeout flooring and kind of let's see where it goes. And then since then we created our own line, and it's grown tremendously over 6 years. So I've just been kind of riding along with him, and I love it. I like sales. I like meeting new people, and most of the people in this industry, especially the investors, a lot of the contractors are just good people. Nice to, come to the warehouse and load them up. And sometimes they're in a hurry and it's quick. Forklift them on, they take off. Other times we might sit back there for 20 minutes and talk about the Cardinals or the weather or family or whatever it might be. So
Sure. No, that sounds great. It really does. And that's what it's all about, man. That's the cool part of this business is you get to chat and kind of get to know people a little bit. And they're more than just a customer number usually, right?
absolutely. And then recently, my wife and I, we've been wanting to jump into the investing game, and we finally did. Picked up our first investment property just 3 weeks ago. We closed on it,
Wow.
and it's amazing. The people that I've met over 6 years doing this, that I can text different investors that I can text and say, throw up a picture. What would you do about this? And just such nice people to offer advice on what they would do on a property or not do on a property. So that's been great
Sure.
too. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. I
yeah,
mean, you can't ask for more than that. That's fantastic. And I mean, that's the power of networking, right? Because you go to, even being a business owner, you go to networking events and monthly RIAs and things like that, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I try to get to. I mean, that's helped build my business a lot because you get in that room with investors and contractors. There's a room full of my potential customers, and if I do a good job, they tell each other, and if I do a bad job, they tell each other. So I think that if you get in those rooms and you're a solid person and you're doing the right thing and you're just trying to help them and you're running your business, it grows from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And St. Louis is such a big little town, right? I mean, it's really got that small town feel, but it's a big town, obviously, big city. But the real estate investor community is pretty small. And if you goof up, your name's gonna fly out there. But if you do good, like you said, if you do well, it's also gonna go out there. And people aren't especially we investors, when we have a good run in or good experience, rather run in's a bad run in, I don't know, but anyway, we have a good experience with any vendor, whether it's a banker, lender, a contractor or supplier. We want to share that, right? Like, hey, man, check. It's like you want to be the person that finds the cool hidden nugget, right? The hidden gem. It's like, hey, check out Garrett and Browning Supply because they've got incredible cabinets and incredible, planks, and they're not going to actually, cheat you. They're going to get you some good stuff and good value, right? So it's really, I mean, it's like you mentioned it. You hit the nail on the head. It's really important to just keep your reputation and deal with people fairly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're all humans, so it's
Yeah.
you're gonna make mistakes, and it's how you deal with that afterwards that shows people who you are.
100%.
Yeah.
100% agree with that. Now, what I got to ask you this. So I'm going to ask you some trade secrets, right? No, you said you have like some standard, I guess your standard plank flooring and standard cabinets or whatever. What are you seeing right now as the hot flooring styles?
The lighter tones, the
Yeah.
more neutral, lighter, natural tones, moving away from the grays, definitely is the trend. So that's been, and it's nice. It's not as trendy. I feel like gray was kind of a trend where people are back to a classic look.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. I think I've seen that several places around. Matter of fact, one of the rehabs we're doing now has more of a natural look to it. And there's a reason why, like if you go to like these discount flooring places, it's like there's a reason why they're selling the floors that are just loaded with gray for 99 cents a square foot, right? There's a reason for that.
Right. Trying to
Nobody
move
wants
it.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody wants that anymore, right?
Yeah. I sell a little bit, but
Do
5 years ago it was all gray.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, I still sell a little bit. So,
Okay.
whatever they want. I mean, I've got a big variety of lights, darks, grays. It's a nice line, nice colors, different varieties and thicknesses and wear layers. So,
Right.
yeah,
And you're the line the line you carry is Case, is that right?
that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that exclusively Case or do you have other brands?
It's exclusively Case as far as vinyl plank goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And for people that may not, I mean, they may, you never know, Garrett. I may attract people that this is the first time they've even heard of real estate that are coming on here. But like somebody that's interested in doing a rehab and they're trying to evaluate what's a good floor, what's a bad floor. What are you hear these terms out there, mill or wear layer or things like that. What is that? Does that make a difference?
Sure. Yeah. The mill, like a 5 millimeter floor is the thickness. It's 5 millimeters thick overall, and then the wear layer is just that top thin wear layer.
Okay.
So yeah, it can make a difference. I mean, typically when you're talking rentals, most of the guys stay in I sell a 4.512 or a 520. Those are my lowest priced lines, and they're perfectly fine for rentals. The big thing with vinyl plank or really locking floors, getting that subfloor nice and flat. If you get it as flat as you can, take your time and lock it in well, it will last a long time. It's waterproof, scratch resistant. So usually they're okay with those two levels of prices.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. Just because I know that's one of the confusing things, especially for new or folks doing rehabs for the first time, or they're doing rentals for the first time, is what do those numbers mean? It's like, what does that mean? So it's good to have an expert tell us, what that means. That's great. And now tell me about your cabinets. What are you seeing are the big trends right now in the cabinets, or what is there any movement in the trend? Is everything staying the same? What's going on with cabinets?
There is some movement. I mean, I feel like still about 80% of what I sell is a white shaker.
Okay. Yeah.
But certainly the green, which I have a green, and this natural one right here,
Okay.
has been a couple of natural tones like that, or people are doing maybe a navy blue island with white cabinets to kind of mix it up.
Oh, okay.
When you're talking about different things, are you a lower end rental property? Are you a high end rental? Are you flipping a $300,000 home or a $600,000 home? That can make a difference.
Okay.
Or are you looking for something for your own home? I have those two levels of flooring I talked about are my lowest, and then I have thicker product. I have 9x60 larger planks that are a little bit more upscale.
Right.
And I'm selling those to investors, but typically it's a flip and a nicer flip,
Right.
or I'm selling it to people into their homes directly. They
Okay.
like that larger plank.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I went off of cabinets. I apologize.
All right. It's all right.
It's still mostly white.
Yeah.
But like I said, the green, the navy blue, I have a black now. The neutral colors really seem to be kicking in.
Okay. That's cool. That's good. But shakers are still safe. Shakers themselves.
Shaker's still, middle of the country, middle of the road. It's perfect.
Classic, right?
There you go. It's classic.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
but
great.
everything I have is, hard, real wood boxes,
Mhm.
soft close, full overlay doors, dovetailed, everything that you would want in a nice cabinet. Um, I sell, but my price point is good enough where a lot of investors are buying it. I think I have a really good price point for what I'm doing.
Okay. What would you say is a standard? That's probably a stupid question. I was gonna say, what would you say a standard kitchen run for cabinets these days? But yeah, it depends on the size of the kitchen, right? Standard's different. Are you in Clayton? Are you in North County in one of those houses, or what house are you in? But are you seeing are you seeing an increase in everybody talks about like the tariffs and effects of tariffs and all that kind of stuff. Has there been a big increase in cabinet sales lately? Or cabinet prices lately?
Just recently,
Yeah.
yeah, there was one, and I know there's talk of some sort of tariff being put on any imported cabinets. So
Yeah.
that's going to affect the industry, whether you push more business domestically or if it even happens or not. So yeah, that's been a talk here recently. My flooring has pretty much stayed the same. We've been
Okay.
pretty fortunate that we haven't had a lot of. I've had a small price increase from the factory that I just absorbed, so I'm hoping that will wane and we can get back to normal.
Sure. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I understand that completely. Yeah. I was just curious. I didn't know, if you'd seen a big shift on any of those prices or whatever.
Yeah, the cabinets just went up recently a little bit, so that's we've had to shift on that a little bit.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome. And what do you want people to know about Browning Supply? What kind of company are you? Like, can I trust you? What's up with that?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think so. I've been doing it for 6 years. Most of my business is repeat business. I think once I get the investor, the contractor, the restoration company in here, they typically stick around. They come back, and that's who I want. It's easier that way, to be honest with you, than a homeowner's a lot of back and forth, and she wants to take a lot of samples back and forth, which is fine, and I mark them up and sell them more. But really, my bread and butter is the contractors, and like I said, once I get them to try my product, I got a quality product. I stand behind it. The pricing is good. It's a running line. It's not that, oh, I love this color, and the next time you come in, I don't have it again.
Yeah.
I have a ton of guys that they said Sahara is my color, or French oak is my color, or this is my color I'm going to put in all my rentals. And
Mm.
so when I have those guys that are buying from me one or two or three times a month, I make sure that I always have 3 pallets of French oak for Nick, and I always have so many pallets of Sahara for her, and I always have this in stock. So every time they text me and say, I need another 1,500 square feet of that French oak, it's a yes.
Okay.
So that's what I aim for, is to always have it here, 150 plus thousand square feet here in St. Louis all the time. So I don't get 2 or 3 trucks and fill up my warehouse and then it empties and I'm empty for a while, then I fill it back up. It's always full.
Oh, that's awesome. Good.
So I think that's I now that I am an investor, I know early, but I have understand what they're going through in their timelines, and we offer delivery now, and so I definitely like that too. When the investor says, you're definitely my vinyl plank guy, because when I text and I need something at this address within a few days, it's out there. You guys snap a picture of it and send it to me and say you're delivered and ready to go. I think those are the things that I would want people to know. And
Yeah.
I really love what I do. I care about what I do. And 99.9% of the people that come through here are just great people. And so I'd like to be helpful to them.
Right. What tips would you give like folks that are just getting started with their rehabs and they're looking for cabinets or they're looking for flooring? What are there any tips you would give?
Oh, any tips?
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
Yeah,
As you folks see, I didn't like feed him the questions ahead of time. We're just having a conversation.
no, no. I just try to get people to come in and take a look.
Okay.
Like I said, I got a wide array of colors, and so take a look, feel it, try it out, ask other investors that might be buying from me what they think.
Right.
Um, that would be, again, if you're talking about like an installation, whether you buy from me or not, getting the subfloor flat is important, and getting a good quality installer to put it in is probably important. So,
Okay. Yeah. Well, those are really good points. I guess what I would you know say for people on your behalf, because yeah, I mean, but is that people get and you know you have a fair product or fair price for a good product. But people might think, oh man, I can get cabinets from Hoods, and Hoods, for anybody watching outside of the St. Louis area, is like a discount, a super discount, supplier of cabinets, floors, tile. I mean, yeah, almost anything for houses. But it's cheap, right? And I'm not asking you to knock anybody or talk bad about anybody, but when they say, hey, look, I can get this for thousand, I'm throwing out numbers here, $1,000 cheaper at Hoods, or $500 cheaper at Hoods, or whatever it is, this whole kitchen setup here. I mean, I would think you'd want people, hey, you know what? Go ahead. You went to Hoods, you checked it out, you looked at their stuff. Now come take a look at mine, or come take a look at mine before you buy theirs, right? Because there's going to be a definite difference in quality, isn't there?
For sure, yeah. Depends on there's only 3 locking systems in the world, and in my opinion, 2 are really good and one's not great. So I would avoid that. I would tell people, if I'm standing here talking to them one-on-one, a little more detail. Again, if you're not going to buy from me, I'd avoid this or avoid that.
Right.
Again, if you're a regular buyer of mine and guys text me and say, I want to grab 900 square feet of driftwood on Thursday morning, great. It's loaded, it's wrapped and strapped and ready. So when they pull up, it's on their truck with the forklift, and they're down the road if they need to be, or it's delivered to their place.
Right.
It's running colors. I think a lot of places have discontinued items, or if you run 3 or 4 boxes short, are they going to have more of it, or can they get more of it for you? They have nice colors. So really, I think that a lot of guys, my prices for investors started at $1.89 a square foot.
Okay.
And so for the 4.512, if you compare that, you can find stuff at maybe a Home Depot for $1.69 or $1.79. It's probably the Home Collector's Edition. It's probably a 6x36 and not a 7x48. Maybe a 4.5 or 4.2 with only a 6 mil wear layer. And maybe it doesn't go together quite as easy. Your contractor might complain a little bit more about having to really get it to go together versus what I'm selling. So
right.
That's where I'm at. Running line. 150,000 square feet, always sitting here. If you need something in the pinch, I have a bunch of options.
That's awesome. No, that's great. And yeah, you're right. When I first started out, I didn't know there was a difference in, like thickness, wear, and how flimsy is one plank versus another, and different lines or whatever. So I would just buy whatever, and you'd be amazed at how many planks, broke, right? They were trying to install them, and the clicking mechanism would break off or whatever. So just having those quality planks is so important. People may think they're saving money, but if you've got to buy 20% more because you can expect 20% of your stuff to break, is that really saving money? Yeah, exactly. Right. Now, do you carry anything other than cabinets and flooring?
That's what I have right now.
Okay.
Cabinets and flooring. I'm partnering with somebody in countertops, but vinyl plank and cabinets are kind of my lane.
Okay. Do you have any kind of like hardware for cabinets?
No, I don't just sell like doors or anything. It's really just the full kitchen.
Okay.
And my wife actually does the designing, so she'll do 3D renderings for you. If you send your measurements and pictures of the room, she can help you design and send you a 3D rendering so that you can kind of walk through your kitchen before you decide.
Right. That's awesome. So you do custom sizes as well then?
It's not custom, but it's a big line. I mean, you can get trash cans and the Lazy Susans and glass doors and a lot of different sizes. So we can make it work for you.
Okay.
Looking for.
Yeah, it's amazing what a blind can do, right? A corner blind.
Right.
It is.
Right. Yeah,
it is really amazing. But no, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Now, you're going to be at Gateway to Freedom as one of our vendors, and people can come up and see you. What should they expect from Garrett when they come meet you?
Vinyl plank flooring and cabinets, I guess. Maybe I'll bring a bowl of candy or something.
Oh yeah, you gonna bring a bowl of candy? All right.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever the people want.
Yeah, that's
Um,
great.
I just want to put my products out there and try to grab. I'm sure I'm going to see a lot of regular customers, and that's
Right.
always good to see. And then hopefully, have some new eyes to
Yeah.
see if they'll take a look and give you a shot.
Right. Well, we're going to do everything we can to help promote you as well. We appreciate your support, and we're super excited for the conference coming up here. Like I said, Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you get there early, Garrett, because we got breakfast for you Saturday morning. Breakfast starts at 7 o'clock. So come on in, have a nice breakfast, hot breakfast buffet.
Forward to it.
That's great. Is there anything you wanted to mention to people out there before we get off?
I
How
think
can they get a hold of you? Are you on social media or are you anything like that?
Yeah, Browning Supply on Facebook. The Case Floors, where you can see that's a corporate site where there's a room visualizer in there. You can see all the products there. I also have a website here locally, browningsupply.com. Not as good as the corporate site, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be it. Or I can give out my phone number too.
Yeah, if you want, sure.
Sure, it's 314-570-7264. So you can call or text. And same as what I say everywhere, I think, is just, give me an opportunity to earn your business.
Yep, absolutely. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you jumping on here with me real quick, and I can't wait to see you this weekend, and we'll get to rub some elbows and chit chat a little bit.
Sounds great. Appreciate it, Rich.
Thank you, buddy. We'll talk soon. All righty, bye.